Hello wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and it is time for another Extra Nawties monthly roundup. Once again, here we go, EP, album, compilation reviews in short form, October 2021, and all bass music as per alphabetical order. That's how I'm covering them, by way of artist or record label name. They're all linked below as per, and special mentions at the end, again as per. Those which I didn't find much to comment on myself, but which I still think you guys would enjoy a fair bit, maybe a bit, maybe not at all, but please do go and check them out. But yeah, I think it's time we get going, so let's go. And kicking off this installment, we have the new EP from Apache, I Killed the Orchestra, which, like his album, I can appreciate the orchestral prowess of it and kind of what he's bringing to the bass table in that way. Do I enjoy the songs individually? I think they're alright, but again, just like his album, nothing remarkable for me for the most part. You know, they're well made, but conceptually, if anything, they're just a little bit annoying, I would say, with a couple of the vocals that we get here. Well, a few, maybe the majority, but yeah, no drops also that are quite hitting the mark for me. So, whilst I do enjoy the aesthetic and again what he's going for, what he is injecting into the bass scene, I can't help but think, yeah, the songs, they're just fine. New LP from Bandlez, which is decent. You know, I have to be honest, I never would have seen them making an album, but fair play, they had the ambition and they went for it, and yeah, like I said, it is decent. There is a lot of standard Bandlez kind of sound here, you know, quite a bit of filler that we've heard before, but some good ideas here as well, like rave review. I am just going to have to say it, not just because a sample of my voice is in it and the other reviewers and whatnot, but for me it is mile and away the best tune on the album, and Cobra is pretty sick as well. The Akuto collab is good. Fast I enjoyed as well, and there's some good memeage on show across the whole thing as well. I think definitely in need of a bit more inspiration at points throughout the album, but it is a fun listen, I can't deny, and it is quite exciting as an overall kind of experience. So yeah, pretty decent. New EP from BEASTBOL, which I'm quite torn on myself. I think on the one hand, really enjoying the experimentation that we get here towards the end, the kind of house and garage and D&B, and a lot of really nice vocal sampling here as well throughout. But on the other hand, I think similar issues to before with his design just feeling a bit muffled and a bit underwater, not that clear, and I think most of these tunes as well are just a bit too long and do get a bit lost in themselves and don't have quite enough variety. Even though I do rate how long they are, that kind of ambition I do like. But yeah, don't get me wrong here, with this EP and kind of going forward, great artist, BEASTBOL, loads of potential, but still quite a bit of ironing out to do, I'd say. New EP from the Caracal project, which isn't him fully shining in my opinion, but it is nice to hear a multi-genre EP with this kind of production quality, which is what he's become renowned for by this point. But yeah, a nice emotion running through the whole thing, musicality-wise. I just think the ideas aren't him in full flow. I think Hello is great, track 3 I think, and you know, that's just a bit of D&B with his perfect vibe and energy on show. And the rest are just good without being great, and I suppose that's just the standard he set. Pretty classic collection from Casper right here, a load of old school dubstep influence on this EP, mostly on point production and a couple of catchy ideas in there as well. And yeah, just stripped back dubstep, done effectively and with minimal fuss. I think, you know, just quite straightforward as a project, but definitely effective with what it's going for. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out, please do go and check it out. This compilation from Cyclops Recordings, which is alright, a bit of a mixed bag as with most compilations, but yeah, enjoying the Invective and the Cod Dubs, Decimate and Bomber collab. The Muerte is okay, but the rest of them are just kind of ranging from okay to decent, and yeah, with the rest of them there, nothing particularly new conceptually or well-made production-wise, so yeah. New EP from Dr. Ozzy, which I have to admit, I'm not enjoying quite as much as I did on the first listen, which is up on the channel. If you want to go and check it out, if you haven't already, go and do so. But yeah, got maybe a little bit carried away in the moment when I was doing that, but it is still good, don't get me wrong. I think there are quite a few, you know, staple, exciting, Ozzy creativity kind of moments on show on the EP here and there, like the first half of Black Pollen, for example, or Far and High, All Hail with Diatic, which is my personal favourite and pick on the EP. But also a fair bit of this EP, you know, quite a bit of material that is just lacking that classic spark of his just to elevate the tune overall, and just, you know, comes off as a little bit run-of-the-mill as a result. But yeah, bottom line, a lot to enjoy here, and the whole kind of comic book story element that he's got going on, that's awesome. Just not for me quite exceptional in his discography. Very fun EP here from Father Funk. It's your kind of dubstep glitch hop with a load of fruity, funky, well, yeah, obviously flavour kind of injected and woven in here. And it's got a distinct poppy vibe to it, very energetic and bubbly and colourful. And the production's mostly very good. And just coming across a little bit as like Dirt Monkey, with the colour just maxed out and with a bit of a hop and a skip that you might find with, I don't know, OPUO or Cohen Sound or someone like that. But yeah, not incredible ideas here, not saying that, but pretty infectious overall, and a massive breath of fresh air in this scene with this collection. So yeah, if you haven't heard it yet, do check it out. This new album from Figure, who for me is just becoming another artist who's releasing way too much, and the quality of the stuff that he's putting out is suffering quite a lot as a result. You know, this album, it starts quite encouraging, but it just devolves again into the mindless, horror-leaning noise that his sound has become. I think, you know, if you enjoy your dubstep really loud, with an emphasis on that, and like not much in the way of invention, and the odd horror sample just dropped in here and there, then you'll like it. But if you're wanting more, then I think you're going to be left looking for it. Yeah, too many tracks here that are just way too similar. Props must be given to G-Rex and Sully for making a 5-track collaboration EP, which I think in itself is commendable, but the EP overall just a bit underwhelming for me. I think it starts very well with Back It Up, the opener, but none of the following 4 for me have a good combination of idea and production. I think the interlude's pretty good, but yeah, I mean, it's an interlude, it's pretty short. So yeah, overall this EP, I think it is a feat in itself again. 5 collaborations, not an easy thing to do, but there are too many moments here that feel quite sluggish, and overall, yeah, just feels a bit like biting off more than you can chew. New EP from Graphite, which I don't have much to comment on, have to be honest, but a lot of you wanted to see me talk about it, so yeah, here we are. But it sounds like him. I think it's got a distinct Graphite feel to it. The ideas just aren't remarkable for me for the most part. I think it hits hard, the production, decent enough across the board, couple of exciting moments here and there, but they are drowned out for me by the majority of other moments we get here, you know, stuff which has just been heard before quite a lot. More Guppi music where I don't necessarily enjoy it, but I appreciate it for what it is, if you know what I mean. Again here, going down the kind of abstract route, which I think the scene needs more of, that surreal kind of delivery. But each tune here just goes down way too many avenues to enjoy it and get into it, for me anyway. But then that being said, it does have this kind of scrambled artistic mess feel that endears you to it, so I'm kind of torn. It lacks direction, but the quirkiness of it is so good, so I don't know. Second Never Say Die EP in a few months from Ivory, and with a distinct theme and flavour to it as well, I think, here. And yeah, he's been experimenting a little bit this year, and good to see him carrying on in that vein by reining in the heaviness just a bit here for this EP, which I think is a bit of a theme throughout. But yeah, doesn't result in any great ideas for me, in my opinion. I think it's a solid EP without being special. So yeah, ideas-wise here, doesn't quite take that leap into greatness at any point, but consistently solid, I will say that about it. New EP from Joro, or Yoro Dudovsky, an artist I imagine not many of you have heard of, but definitely use this EP as your introduction, because my god, this is good. Really well made, immersive D&B, half-time kind of music for the most part, very wub-fueled, and intense and kind of neuro-y and super textured and rich in the design, and with some good ideas too. I think track number 4 here, She Escaped the Sun, would have to be my pick, but yeah, big recommend, front to back good stuff, and yeah, one of my picks of the month. Check it out. Another 4-track plus EP from Leotrix, and I have to say, probably my least favourite of that selection that he's put out this year. You know, it has its moments, but definitely without wow factor, where the other ones would have that, yeah, just in comparison to those ones. Not saying it's bad in any way, it's decent still, but, you know, well made as well, but I wouldn't go further than that. It's, you know, for him, it's just fine. New album from MERSIV, which is okay. I think a few highlights here that are kind of perking up the LP just a bit. Forest Creature, Tesseract, Ninetales, depth perception. So yeah, a good few here that I'm liking quite a bit. But in a 20 tune album, I think they are kind of drowned out. And there are large parts of this album where, yeah, it does drag quite a bit, I would have to say. You know, don't get me wrong, do enjoy his style, and there is a decent amount of variety here. But conceptually, yeah, I mean, the ideas that we get here within the album itself, I don't think they quite back up the other good that we get elsewhere on the LP. Moving on from there, not the absolute best I've heard Mythm this year. Might be Mythem, I don't know for sure. But yeah, do let me know down below. But still a pretty good EP, I would say, in spite of that. You know, deep dubstep with an attitude and a purpose and very good arrangement. Great pacing to it and vocal sample usage as well. Clean production. I think the problem that the EP might have is that a couple of the ideas here do just overstay their welcome just a bit. Maybe more than a couple, maybe most of them. But yeah, that aside, it is just what you want to hear from that style of music. New EP from Oliverse, and again, very good to hear his style over the stretch of an EP. Very identifiable. He's really like kind of honed in on that and nailed that down. No one really fully sounding like him at the moment, so yeah, he's got that. And this EP, yeah, I think it's good generally, but just without a standout cut to like properly frame the EP around, if you get me. Like with Dimension, you have Get High, for example, and on Outer World, I think you could argue it's my vibe in terms of EPs of his from the past. Here, I think, you know, the vocals remain fantastic. They're always very good from him, but the drops are just lacking for me, meaning that overall it comes across still as a fun EP, no denying that. It is exciting, but when it comes to the focal moments, the drops, just not that much wow factor, you know, in comparison to past stuff from him. So yeah, that's going to be my thoughts on that one. New EP from PhaseOne, which is kind of similar to the Oliverse for me in that I just can't say there's a true standout tune to kind of frame the EP around. My favourite here would be the Helisex collaboration with the guitar lick and the vocal, and some of the heaviness is pretty good. But beyond that, I mean, there are good moments here, but it just feels so ordinary, just so plain and so, I suppose, lacking in invention and life. You know, there are past tunes of his that are in my top 20 of the whole of the 2010s, of the whole of last decade. And this is just another Disciple EP from him that I just can't get fussed about. New EP from Pleague, and first of all, just want to say great to see that Pleague has been given this platform by Never Say Die, much deserved. But yeah, the EP, production, pretty mind-blowing, really colourful, just got a bit of a glow to it from start to finish, which I suppose stuff that you would expect. For me, personally, would have loved maybe a bit more catchiness to it, stuff to make it just a bit more earwormy at points. I think it feels a bit like an excitable child kind of jumping really quickly from one thing to another. Useless, I would say I enjoy most with the little vocal touch we've got there, and Insomnia with the guitar twist. But the quality of the design and arrangement, I think, make it a standout alone from this month. Just maybe, yeah, a couple more earworms here and there would have been good, just to elevate it that little bit more. Vintage shades with this EP, and with more tracks than ever that I'm enjoying on a given project from them. So yeah, that is pretty, well, that is saying something. And yeah, just when their sound hits, I mean, it's just so difficult to tear yourself away from it, in my opinion. And we get that here in particular with the Corruption and the Last Judgment, that just have you just so locked in. It's almost got a kind of hypnotic and meditative quality to it. Just very dark, but also very alluring, you know, just got you in a bit of a trance kind of thing. But yeah, for me here, the best kind of creepy that you're going to find in this scene, and supremely effective with what it's going for. Not my favourite Skylark material here, have to be honest. I think Don't Worry aside, with its riveting ideas and very good execution, others don't quite hit that mark for me. You know, they're good in the grand context of bass music, and D&B in particular, but for him, yeah, just a little bit ordinary. And, you know, I'll always love Skylark as an artist, as a producer, just how, you know, how high, again, his standard is. But this overall, for me, yeah, wasn't quite it. Another really solid EP here from Squad, who are definitely one of the best in house music right now, no question. Pretty much all their tunes just hit. They just get you right here. You know, great bass lines, top production, vocal samples, just very well assembled tunes, and yeah, for what they are, just the most simple, down and dirty house music that just, again, it just hits that spot. yeah, this EP, it's just very good. Another mind-boggling Halcyon EP, this time from STASYS, which is just your super continuous, stream-like kind of neuro vibes with a bit of a jazz influence in there as well. And I like to call it controlled relentlessness, which is, you know, it's quite calming throughout, but it's just wave after wave of sound, and that's what I love about it. I don't think there are any individual tunes here that I'm just kind of aching to go back to again and again, but I have revisited the EP quite a few times as a whole experience, if you will, you know, front to back kind of thing, and it just feels like one to get lost in and let wash over you continually again and again. So I'm enjoying it in that way again, in a front to back kind of manner, more so than for particular moments. But yeah, very impressive. New EP from Syzy isn't bad. Another very excitable EP without having that many ideas that I'm enjoying that much. I think that kind of acidic, metallic design can get a little bit overwhelming at points and quite mind-frying, you know, quite saturated in the old noggin, if you will. But that being said, you know, a couple of catchy drops in here, and the arrangement throughout, very good. Energy is on point as well. Medium rare milk would have to be my pick. Just the most complete of the four that we get here. And overall, yeah, good, just about outweighing the not so good for me. And finally, new EP from Taboo, which is a bit of a mixed bag. I think the middle two are pretty straightforward conceptually, not doing all that much. But the opener, This Ain't Dubstep, is a definite standout for its arrangement, I would say, and the note placement that we get, which is very good, very particular. Go and check it out just for that. And then the closer, Demon Seaman. Seaman is in people who go out to sea, not the other kind. But yeah, that's going to be my pick. Super sharp, varied, and just well done all round. So yeah, a bit of a half and half situation going on here. But there we have it, the October 2021 edition of the Extra Nawties monthly roundup. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did writing these mini reviews and putting this video together. But now, the special mentions, going to put them up on the screen right now for you all to see. If you want to take a screenshot to note them down, or do whatever you got to do, pause and, you know, then take a screenshot, or yeah, you know, just do whatever you got to do to note these down. I do recommend them. With regards to what I reviewed in this video, which ones did you enjoy? Which others not so much? Are there any that I missed out? Let me know in the comments down below. Beyond that, keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.